Okay, we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, I have Nikita with me. Welcome. First of all, welcome Nikita on the platform.
Thank you.
Okay, so as you all knows, like we are running a bootcamp that is based on AI and ML with Python. And in this bootcamp, in the beginning, we are focusing on the Python fundamentals. So we already did 4 sessions, and today is day 5. And in today's session, you will be learning about the conditional statements. So how you can implement conditional statements in Python programming. So that Nikita will be sharing with you. And as you can see, she is sharing all the knowledge both theoretically and practically. So first she explains all the concepts, and then she is doing all the demonstrations. So I think if you follow all the sessions, so you will be able to understand the concepts, and you will be able to learn those things practically. And I think in today's session, she included some quizzes as well. And maybe end of this module, sub module 1, I would say, Python fundamental. So we will share some exercises with you so that after learning those, you can do some hands-on and you can verify your knowledge. Okay, so with this note, over to you, Nikita. And I think one more slide I just want to cover. If you are really liking the sessions of this bootcamp, please hit the like button so that we can have some motivation and you can show some gratitude. Okay, so over to you.
All right. So, hi everyone. This is Nikita again. And today we are going to learn about the conditional statements in Python. But before that, since we have done quite a bit, so I was thinking to include some of the quizzes. In fact, I have gotten some 3 or 4 questions for you so that you just catch up with all of whatever we have learned so far. So this, as you can see, this is the first question in front of you. Which statement below is incorrect? That's what we need to find out. So you probably over here just need to figure out which of the mentions statements, that is A or B or C or D, are going to be incorrect. So be sure that you know what it means to be, choosing an incorrect option, and then go on to read that what does it mean by 234 is an integer. So you know that the data type of 234 would be an integer only because it doesn't have any decimal value. Then you have true is a boolean. Then you have 567.45 is a floating value. Then you have 123 is a string. So you just need to find out that which of them is a incorrect option. So you can just type the option below in the comment section so we realize. But also if you're looking after what we have done, so then I would just read this one for you and do it for you so that in case you are in later, you don't have any difficulty to solve this type of question. So let's see how to solve this. Which statement below is incorrect? So we know that 234 is an integer. That is an absolutely correct option because it is an integer. Then we have got true is a boolean. Now we know that true in itself is a boolean value, but you should also know that it should not be there in the inverted quotes. Okay, so when you introduce the inverted quotes, double quotes, you mean that that's going to be the string value and not the boolean. Boolean itself marks as true, and true also, you should know that T should be in the caps. So that's why this is an incorrect option. The data type of true over here is string and not boolean. So this is an incorrect option, but we'll also go on to read C and D. That's 567.45 is a floating value. So we know that this is the decimal value, hence floating is the data type. And then finally 123 in double quotes is a string value. So you should know that D is also correct. So what is incorrect is D only.
Yeah,
That's
so 2 folks already replied, Pankaj and Arjun. So they already guessed like B should be the correct answer. So I think they are right.
Okay, great. Okay, next one is also on you. We'll take a minute so that we can have the answers from you all, and then we'll tell you the correct choice.
So guys, just read the question and go through the answers and type like what is the correct answer as per you. just share in the chat so that you can see whether you predicted it correctly or not. So what is the data type of below variable? So chance, and it is having some value. You just need to predict a value from integer, string, float, or boolean. So you can just type A, B, C, or D, and then let's see whether your answer is correct or not. We just need to wait for. Okay, there is one
10 more
answer.
seconds.
Yeah. So Arjun is saying C. It is float. Guys, those who are watching it live, please write your answer in the chat so that you can see whether it is correct or not.
And you can also choose none. That is also an opportunity. You can also tell me, if this is a none, that means none of the data types would match. That is also a case. So write none in case if you think that it could be a none choice. Okay?
Yeah, so till now we have only two answers. Arjun and Pankaj again, they are saying C would be the correct answer. So I think we can reveal the answer
Yeah,
now.
that's correct. So even if you put the underscore inside a number and then you have a decimal value, that would still be a floating point value only. So if I remove this underscore, then also it is a floating point value. And if there is an underscore, you should know that this would still qualify for being a floating point value. Okay, so that's correct. C is the correct answer.
Okay, I think
This is the last one.
Yep.
So now this is one of the interesting questions based on the index of a certain value. So what is the output of the code below? And the sky is a variable in which we have input of string value that is pinkish blue. Okay, and we are printing what index number of the sky. That's what you need to realize. So you should know that what is the index number or what is the value at 5, what is the value at 6, what is the value at -2. All of this you need to know, right? So you can calculate and let me know which of them would be the correct answer.
So we are just waiting for a few seconds and then she will be sharing the answer. So you need to pick three indexes, 5, 6 and -2, and basis on that you just need to generate the answer. Okay, so there is one response from Pankaj. He is saying none. Let me see if anybody also answers to this question. Maybe you can explain now because there is no other
Okay.
answer available. So yeah, Arjun is
All
saying
right.
B. So one answer is
Okay.
none and another is B. So now I think you can explain
Well,
the correct answer.
I think Arjun is correct because the fifth value, we know that it starts from the 0. When you go from left to right and it's a positive number, whenever you spot a positive number, you should think that it is going from left to right. Left to right means starting from a 0. So P is at the 0th position, I is at the 1 position, N is at the 2nd, K is at the 3rd, I is at the 4th. So the fifth value will be S. It should start from S. So this is one of the things, but we have to check the sixth also. So sixth value is going to be H. So the value present or the character present at the sixth index is H. SH is correct. Now we will also check the -2. -2 means starting from right to left. I had told you the other day also that when you go from right to left, you have got a negative, character implementation, or counting is in the negative numbers. So E is at the -1 position, U is at the -2 position. So that's why SHU is qualifying for the correct answer. Okay?
Okay.
This is how you need to learn the index numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for this question, correct answer is B, right?
B. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now let's move on to the conditional statements. Well, if you have been aware of other programming languages that we have, not we altogether, but in general, there has been a set of programming languages that we generally do in colleges, which is C, C++, Java, and all other programming languages. C for me has been one of the breakthrough languages because it got my interest. Now that we are doing Python, now I would like to compare a bit with the C. Even if you do not compare it, it would be equally, reasonable for you. So now if statement is pretty much same as the C, because we used to use the if and else. If there is a certain condition, then print this much, or do this operation. So whatever you want to make it do, you will do it, or the program is going to do it, but given a certain condition, if that is true. If that is not true, then we will go on to the else. That's how it works. In the nested if over here, it is also same as the C, where if, then else, then we are going to give another if inside an if, right? That is going to be the nested if. And the third one that you can see is if, elif, else. In the C programming languages, we used to use if, else if, and that's how we used to move on. However, here you have another this keyword, that is elif. Only this part is slightly different. Otherwise, they are both quite good to go if you compare them. So pretty much same if you have been through C. If not, then this is also a good start for Python. So now I'm going to explain you how does this work. So let's go on to the first slide from this one. And you can see that if is the reserved keyword in Python. Okay, you cannot use it as a variable. If is equal to 2 will not work. Okay, then you have got the syntax for this one. What is the correct syntax? So if condition 1 is true, or basically condition over here, because we cannot give multiple condition in the simple if statements. So if condition, and then we will do this, else we will do this. Only two conditions are there. As in, we are going to see if, let's say, if the number is even or odd, right? So if a number is even, so to check that number, we need to use the modulo operator. That is what I'm going to explain you next. So, that kind of even or uneven is going to be checked by this, or prime, not prime. That is again going to be checked by such kind of if statements. So let's see the implementation also. So we've got the print statement over here. So you can see this is an output thing, and it is going to generate an output of welcome to the birthday party. Okay. And now I am going to take the variable or take the input from the user, that whatever value, or enter the verification code. So I am wanting to have a verification for my birthday party, right? I have kept a birthday party and it is slightly technical. So what I'm going to do is I will tell everybody, each of my friends, that this is going to be the code for the birthday party, right? And they are going to write the code into the computer. They are going to come and they're going to input the code, because they are wanting to get inside the birthday party, and everybody wants to get inside, but only those who have the code will get inside, right? This you can do with any sort of code. It's a numerical code, but you can generate a number of codes. That is all onto you, but it's just a simple program. So that's why we are discussing this way. So I have written a 4221 code, okay? And I will say that, if the variable k is double equals to, that means compared to the 4221, and if that is correct, so that means you are invited to the birthday party. If by chance the user doesn't input this kind of a string, this kind of integer value, then we will print, sorry, you are not invited. So this is the simplest if program that we can see. So we'll just go through the implementation. So let me take you to the implementation. And yeah. So as I said, print.
Yeah, just zoom in a little bit so that everybody can view. Yes, now it is okay.
Yeah. So we'll observe k is equals to. So I'm going to change the, of course, you know that the input is going to be in the form of string. So we will have to change the data type. So k is equal to int. And then in the brackets, we'll take input. And then we'll take enter the code. Okay. Now, if my code is k is equals to double equals to, because you're comparing, and that is equal to 4 2 to 1. So we will say print welcome to the party, and else you should be very much precise about your indentations, because in case if I would use this else over here or print in the other format, if I'm going to, let's say, print here, or let's say 1 second. Yeah. So if print is somewhere here, okay. So this is a wrong indentation. It is not going to be, run. The program is not going to run. So you should be pretty sure about the indentation techniques. Then we have else. So any other code is not good to go. So we'll say print. Sorry, you are not invited. That's it. This is the smallest code. Okay, and I'm going to run this file and we'll see, enter the code. So I'll say 4221. Yeah, 4221. And if I'm going to enter, so you can see that it generates the output of welcome to the party. And in case if I would enter, let's say, any other number, so enter the code 5667. So current file. And then I'm going to put enter. So you can see that this is not letting me into the party. So that's how the first conditional statement you learned, the if else statement. Remember that if is a reserved keyword in Python, and of course other programming languages also, but here we are talking about just one. So this is one of the basic programs that you should know. And you can create any other program all by yourself. If you think that there's a condition, any other condition in your mind, you can probably do it with me. If you are in the live session, you can just generate something and then get an output. It's not necessary to do or to execute only this part. You can execute n number of conditionals with this one, this being just one of the examples. Okay, let's go on the other one. All right. Next thing is the modulo operator. This you need to know because this is the operator that we intentionally did not discuss before, because I wanted to make use of it with the if. That's why I had to take it in a session where I was discussing the if with you. So now you can see this looks like a percentage sign, but it is in the programming language or technical language. It is called the modulo operator. And this is a binary operator, means you need to have two operands for it. So what does it do? What is the task of modulo operator? It's that it gives the remainder as a result. That means if the number becomes divisible by 5, so let's say 25 is a number which is divisible by 5, so it is going to generate a 0 remainder. However, if there was 4, that is 24 ampersand or 24 modulo 5, it would have given me 5 times 4 is 20, so 4 remainder, so the answer would have been 4. Similarly, you can see that 35 modulo 6 is going to give me 5 as a remainder, because 6 times 5 is 30 and 5 is the remainder. You should also know mathematically that the remainder is always going to be less than the divisor. Divisor is 5 for the first one and divisor is 6 for the second one. So you should know that this is a mathematical implementation also. The divisor will always yield a remainder which is less than the divisor. Okay? And never you will have a remainder which is more than the divisor. So let's see a program related to it. So I was telling you about check whether a number is even number or odd number. So now I'm going to check that for you. So you can see that this P is a variable where the input is taken from the user. So input is taken from the user. So input and then converted to int. Then we are going to print the P because it is my thing that I will print it. You can avoid printing. That is up to you. Now, if P modulo 2 compared to 0, that means it is going to give the result 0, then we will print that P is the even number. What I'm doing over here is I'm taking a number and I'm finding out if it is divisible by 2. Divisibility by 2 would generate an outcome that is even or not even. Now, what exactly am I doing is I'm finally, or I'm just, taking a number from the user and figuring out whether the number is even or not. So to find out if the number is even or not, we should check the divisibility of 2. And that's why I have written P modulo 2, right? You could have taken any other operation wherein prime or not prime, right? In that case, we would have a different program. But right now, let's focus on the smallest next program, that is figuring out if a number is even or not. So to find out if the number is even or not, we would just do P modulo 2 compared to 0. If remainder is 0, that means print P is the even number, else print P is an odd number. This is the simplest task of the day. So let's get on to the program. So I'll just take it off and I'll take an input from the user. So P is equal to int input. Enter the number you want to check. And then I'm printing the number also, just for the sake of clarity. Otherwise, there's no need for this. So now, if P modulo 2 double equals to 0, that means it generates a remainder 0, then what should I do? I should print that the number entered is an even number, right? Else, print now let's see if it runs. So let's check. Also, I'm going to give the space over here, one space. Why? Because I want to have a certain distance. So I'm going to run it and rerun. So yeah, as you can see that this space is automatically given the space over here, right? So we'll check the number. I believe I'll take 357 as the number that has to be checked. Put enter. So you can see this number entered is an odd number because the remainder that it might have generated wouldn't be 0. So it would have been 1 otherwise, because 2 would either leave a remainder 0 or it would leave a remainder 1, not more than 2. Okay, so you can see that number entered is an odd number. Let's check for another number, even also. So 678, and let's run. So enter. So you can see the number is an even number.
Okay.
So when they ask you,
yeah, Pankaj is asking if we enter 0. So can we try that?
of course, 0 divided by 2, that can be a thing, because you cannot divide anything by 0, but you can divide 0 by anything, and that is going to give you a 0. So check 0. 0 is an even number. For 0 in the denominator, that is mathematically undefined. but 0 on the numerator is defined. And it is going to give you a 0 output, which is an even number. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So a lot of mathematics is also going to be used if you are, into this Python section, because later on you will use a lot of math because I'm going to give you some programs, the assignments, the modulo operator in accordance with the plus minus. You might also have to learn BEDMAS because BEDMAS is something that we learned in like year 5 or year 4 of our schools, but you should know it. So when you're doing programming, you should be well versed with maths also. Next, let's go on to the nested if statement. What does nested if do is, I told you that it's going to be if inside the if, the condition inside the condition. So you can see the syntax looks like if one condition is present over here. If that condition is true, we will go on to another condition. That is, another condition is to be checked only if the first condition is true. If the first condition is false, you will directly fall out of the loop and else is going to run. Make sense? Only if this condition is true, we will get inside another if statement to check another condition and see what is better, if this is better or this is better, right? But if the condition over here itself becomes false, we will fall out of the loop and get to the else statement. Okay. So let's have the program for this one. Well, horror story escape is one of the things where only a certain number of people or certain people who have certain criteria that are involved, because it's not for, some people. So that's why we have written a criteria over here, which is print, welcome to the horror story escape. That means you will be shown a horror story and it's not on us. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. Now, the height that we are going to check would be taken from you. So since you are going to enter the horror story escape, so you will be putting the height. Now, if that height is greater than equal to 125, okay, then only your age will also be checked. If your height is not qualifying this stage of 125, that means it is less than 125, right? Then we will fall out of the loop and we will come to print, sorry, you are not allowed. Okay. So again, indentation works over here where you can see the another if statement is inside the loop and this if is slightly ahead of the previous if. This is how indentation works. And else has to be there with the second if. This is outer else. Okay. This is only going to run when the first condition itself is nullified. Make sense? Now, if your height is greater than equal to 125, we will also ask your age. So age has to be entered as another input. So int input, please enter your age. Okay. Now, if age is less than equal to 18, so you will have to make some payment of $15. If it is not less than equal to 18, if it is beyond 18, that means more than 18, then you will have to pay $20 for that. Okay. So this is a certain condition that I have created. You can create your own conditions, right? This was just for the sake of explanation. So this is how it was created. You can have n number of creations of conditionals and always come up with your version of the program, because that's how it is going to get etched in your mind. So it's not always that you will have to run this program only. You will always come up with your set of conditionals, check what you can do with the program, and then probably run it so that you know what's going on. Right, so let's go and run this on the PyCharm. So if else statement, okay. So first thing was print. Okay, so we'll take the input k as what will we take? Will we take the input height? Okay, so let me just write it height over here so that you don't get confused. So height is equals to Now I'm directly comparing the height with if height, okay, is greater than equal to 125 centimeters. We don't need to put units in programming, so you can skip that part. We will say print you are allowed at the escape. Okay. And then I'm going to do just else. First, I'm going to do just if else. Then I'm going to put another condition. So, you know, the else part is also working. Now, print, sorry, you are not allowed. Okay, let's see if this works. Also, it's welcome over here. Your height. Yeah, now it's fine. Let's run this one. So I'm going to write my height. Again, I'm going to give a space because we need some space for that. Okay. Rerun. Okay. You can see that there's a space now. Enter your height. So height I am entering is 126. Okay. So then enter. So you are allowed at the escape. You can see that this is working. If I'm going to run again, and then I'm going to write my height as just 120 centimeters. So tick. Sorry, you are not allowed. So this went directly outside of the loop and printed the else part. Sorry, you are not allowed. Till here you are clear. Now I'm adding on another condition inside this. That is, I'm taking the age as the input. Age is equal to int input. Okay. So if age is greater than, less than or equal to 18, we will write print, please pay $30. Else?
You just missed the colon sign, line number 6.
Yeah. Else, print, please pay $40. Right?
Close the double
Have I
quotes.
missed?
You need to close the double quotes, line number 9.
Yeah. Okay, now it's fixed. Okay. Sometimes things happen. Yeah. So I think now it's good to go. And what I can see from this is whenever your age is like less than or equal to 18, you will be charged $30. And if your age is like, of course, more than 18, then you will be charged $40. So let's see. Enter your height. So first condition will be checked. So I'm going to enter 126. This condition is true. Then only you are allowed to escape. So enter your age now. We are going to enter my age. That's going to be 27. Then I'm going to put enter, right? And see how much do I have to pay. So please pay $40. So this is going to be 40, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, one thing here I need to highlight, if you compare Python with C, C++ or Java, so basically there we use curly braces if you have more than one statements. But in Python, we
Yes.
don't need to use curly braces. Colon is basically taking care of that, and apart from that, indentation. So indentation is
Yes.
very important. So that curly brace is basically replaced with the help of indentation. So if you put proper indentation, so there is no need to use curly braces. So those are not required here. Okay, I think one is remaining, that is if elif, so we can cover that as
Yes.
well.
Okay, so this one was the thing. Now, I will, since I'm going to introduce another else statement here only, so I'll have to copy this one and I'll take you to the if else if. So we just place it, and now I'm going to take you to the slide to explain you what's exactly going on. Okay. So now, as I told you, that we went on to another loop after checking the one condition. Okay. Now, in another loop, there can also be multiple conditions that I want to check. Okay. Maybe I had to input three ages, like you are below 18, so you have to pay this much. If you are between 18 and 25, you have to pay this much. If you are beyond 25, then you will have to pay this much. So, since there are multiple conditions inside the if uh, conditional, that is where if elif is used. So whenever you have more than 2 3 4 conditions, right, then you will have to use if elif else statement. Okay, so let's see over here again. Welcome to the horror story escape. We have got a height that we have entered, or as a user you have entered. We will check the height, get inside the loop. Printing is happening. Again, age is to be taken care of. Whenever you're going to put the age in, we will take if age is less than equal to 12, pay $10 only. If it is less than 18, pay 15. So it's going to check if I input 17. So for 17, this loop will not run. If age is less than equal to 12, here it is going to be wrong. So it's going to move on to elif. And now it's gonna check this one. Here, okay, 17 satisfies, then it's going to go into this statement, into this conditional, and then print will happen. If let's suppose this is also not correct, I will still input 27. So then these two, after checking without getting into the print statement, without getting into the loop, it is going to just get out and get on to elif. This also is wrong. Then it's going to go to else. Then it is going to get the please pay $20. Okay. So this is how it works. Entry to the loop has to happen only when the condition is correct. Exit of the loop happens if the condition is incorrect. That's the crux. So we will go and run this one as well. All right, so we had some multiple conditions over here. If height is greater than equal to 5, this all you have understood. Now I'm going to add something more. That is, so now I'm going to enter the age. So let's see. Your height is still 126. Then you are allowed the birthday party, but you will have to enter the age. Now enter the age means I'll take care of the age as 30, let's say 45. 45 is the age. Okay. Now for 45, it is going to check if age is less than equal to 18. Print is not going to work because it's going to get the exit from here only. It's going to go to elif, check if it is less than 35. No, it's not. It's even not less than 35. Then it's going to come out of the loop, get to else. Else, yes, okay. So this is going to be the output. What is? Please pay $40. So I run and then I'm going to put enter, and you can see that the output that we are having is please pay $40. Okay, I could have entered another condition also, right? That is elif age is less than equal to 48. Okay, print please pay 37 or $38. Right. So now if we are going to check
Just put a
selective.
colon sign line number 10.
Mm-hmm. So you are allowed, and then age. Age I'm going to enter 47, let's say, okay? So 47 pe we are going to enter the elif, the second elif. So 47. So now enter. So you can see that we have gotten into the loop. This is how this looping is happening over here in Python. Okay. So this is called nested, and nested was the previous one, and then this is called if elif else statement in Python.
Yeah, and I think this is useful and in lots of programming languages as compared to nested if elif else this part is used a lot because whenever there is a condition and it becomes false we apply another condition so that we can do some testing.
Right.
Okay, so I think we covered all the statements related to this conditional statement, right?
Yes.
So is there anything that is pending or we are done with the session?
No. The only conditionals was this topic for the day. So we are done with it now, and probably for me this is done. Next session we are going to go ahead into something different, but I'll make a point that I'm gonna put the assignments now because if in case you don't do the assignments, then things are not going to turn as good as they should be. That's why.
Yeah, so quiz and practice exercise, those would be good if we can introduce. Quiz you already
Yes.
did, so practice exercises also we can give. So guys, we'll be having one more session tomorrow. And what will be the topic for tomorrow so that we can share forehand?
Tomorrow, basically, I think I will take all of them as the assignment. So I'm going to do one assignment in front of you. That's probably one of the things that we can do, or else I will take up the next topic list at a glance.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, guys. So I think you understood whatever she explained in today's session. So stay tuned for our upcoming session so that you learn few more things in detail. So thank you for joining this session live, and those who are watching the recordings. Thanks to you, thanks to you guys also, and thank you Nikita for sharing your knowledge.
Most
Okay.
welcome.
Yep. Bye everyone. See you in the next session.